BlakSun Quest, the man that I am.
A movement to rekindle the spirit of African root essence, learning your lessons. We just departed the room and left the gospel present.
I'm an artist, I'm a philosopher, I'm a solution seeker, I'm a son of the soil, representing the son of a black man, the son of our ethnicity, that melanin. BlakSun Quest just really personifies that alter ego within myself who could do all these things and follow that ethos.
I'm the creation of imagination, a token of appreciation, my master's ruling time.
I come from a very musical family, all the way from my granddad. He was a composer of choral music. So did my mom do the same. My dad was a music lecturer. And I grew up in a household full of music. And it was only a matter of time before I collided with the great art form.
Another day goes by, depression, but I'm popping pills, a new beginning, a day to sharpen.
My music is hip-hop, first of all. That's the lens with which I look at the world. But the content of the hip-hop varies. It's conscious, it's out there, straight to the point, it's avant-garde, and it also gets revolutionary. What influences that content? Our plight and struggle as a people, as a collective, as a community. And basically through the influence of that alter ego, I'm able to bring all these stories to life. And I think that's what really embodies and characterizes my music. So how I create, it varies. I could have a song in mind and it would just keep on playing in my head like a beat, and then I could write out lyrics for that. Or I could hear a beat and that beat just touches me to a point where instantly this spirit just takes over me and then it just knows exactly what to say. And I've always followed this sixth sense and it hasn't led me astray yet.
Eyes open to the melody of the TikTok man. Good morning world, sunshine make my chest expand.
As I said, my passion is to see Africa a united, strong continent to country, because we are all brothers and sisters in our own right. And I think so little is actually known or explored of our culture.
In the same way, I'm losing my conscience to hate his gateway with spray paint, circulating graffiti on Josie's paveway.
Who would I love to collaborate with? Naturally, it will be a whole lot of African artists throughout diaspora, not just limited to hip-hop, but just to name a few. One of my favorite artists right now, Manifest from Ghana, totally really sort of understands where we come from and really embodies that in his music. Of course, I would like to collaborate with an MC from Kenya known as Calligraph Jones. He's actually an awesome MC. Sarkodie, once again, from Ghana. The list goes on. From South Africa, Lymphatic Tabs, and I'm talking about underground artists here. I would also like to collaborate with vocalists, artists who really captivate that smooth essence, that jazzy essence. So I don't really have a type cut set in terms of who I'd like to feature, but as long as they make good music and it touches the soul, I want to work with.
Impasse now, building nano-robotic technology that switches weather patterns and put the planet in jeopardy.
One of my highlights is performing at 420. Oh, that was awesome. I mean, we shut it down.
So acknowledge the laws of the universe in the equinox of causality, a swift exit of the equation.
I've performed at Off the Hook. It was actually an interview plus a musical extravaganza for the end of the year. You have the Spooky Sessions that came down last year. In Tembisa, we have the Freddie Boaster Memorial, which I think will be coming up. It was great. We had DJ coming in all the way from Canada, DJ Power. Shout out to him. And I mean, we had an amazing show.
New world order, man, that's yesterday's news. But in fact, it's more relevant now. Just look at the news, yeah. The headlines of the truth.
Places I would love to perform. Back to the City, most definitely. I think Back to the City has the kind of crowd. In fact, it has a little bit of everything, besides the fact that it's like the largest gathering of hip-hop lovers at one particular venue. I'm talking about an exposure of over 22,000 people. And where else would I like to perform? Well, I have a project that's brewing in the background, so once that launches, definitely when I eventually announce my tour dates, I'm going to be visiting a few African countries, and I'll be looking at doing some work there, working with some of the local talent that they got there, and also perform at their venues.
We're in the star of Aquarius, sun and the moon, we pay
I'm right now riding a roller coaster. In fact, I'm on a surfboard hitting a big wave right now. I just dropped Game Plan, a single. It's doing quite well at the moment. Awesome track. We dropped it with the visuals. Go check it out. It's on all streaming media platforms. I've been working on a very special project. More information on that to come. But all I can say is it involves film and it involves the full spectrum of creativity and hip-hop. So think about all art forms expressed through a hip-hop offering. It's been a long time coming, very, very exhausting, and I can't wait to share it with the rest of the world.
Every man I get a game plan. Live that way, I live your way, man.
The internet has changed the game completely. I mean, we were going from fresh off press, vinyl, CD tape, and the internet basically pretty much just cut out all the middlemen. You have the rise of independent artists right now, people who can take ownership of their own music and express their creativity to where they want to take it without the risk of the exploitation that the industry is so infamous for. So the internet has definitely made it easier for the independent artists. The softwares are available, the plugins as well as the libraries with which you can actually build a very strong catalog. So it's a great thing, although the fear of also copycatting as well as typesetting a specific style has become very, very synonymous with the internet, where artists blow just because they have a certain style and then all of a sudden everybody in the industry starts copying off that. I think that is one of the drawbacks. Because of that amount of exposure, people are scared to risk and do something that's very, very original. But I also feel that there's room for original craft and avant-garde work, and those are the spaces within which I move.
My place to hide when in the chaos needs calm. From raging storms, the ultimate sensation.
The best advice I've ever got, I could tell you what right now. 2 pieces of advice which I think sum up everything that I do. Measure 5 times, cut once. My father has drummed that into my head since I was a child. Peace, Pops. And that just means that I simulate everything that I want to do like over 100 times until I'm really great at it before I actually decide to cast it in stone. And the second one, which comes from a former boss of mine, and that's your first loss is your biggest loss, or rather your worst loss. What that actually means is that if you're doing something and you find a loophole within which you could actually fail or everything could crumble, take action right there and use whatever resources you have to actually mitigate that flaw, or else that flaw will turn into, if you know Star Wars, the Death Star. It was an impregnable ship that had one flaw, a little bit of structural depreciation at a specific point, and that blew up the entire Death Star. So your first loss is your worst loss. So mitigate it with everything you got.
I found myself in the spiritual essence to acknowledge the omnipresence, holy mantra, serenade.
To the people who appreciate the music that I do, thank you, first of all. You really make this journey really worth it. Although it's a personal journey, the fact that you're walking this journey with me just makes the victory all the more sweeter.
Fiction of reality through premeditated rhymes, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, the sign of the times.
Don't ever give up on anything you've ever had in your mind. If you want to do something, just go right ahead and do it and worry about the consequences later.
Shedding her tears and wakes up trembling and living the nightmare, the sun's flare, casting out.
Yo, this is BlakSun Quest. Follow me on all social media platforms. Links right down below. And you can check me on all DSPs for fresh new content coming out. Stay connected. Peace out.
Every man I get a game plan. Live that way, I live your way, man. So when that situation change, look, all eyes on me.